Very good morning. So myself, Yogaraja, working as assistant professor in the Department of Automobile Engineering. So today we discuss about the topic related to the temperature glide in terms of thermodynamics. So the application point of view coming to the air conditioning system, so refrigeration and air conditioning system. So mainly today the concepts are temperature glide in refrigeration and air conditioning system. So generally we are using refrigerants in the air conditioning system, but so coming to the CFC, carbon, fluorocarbon, all those things are giving some emissions and that will spoil the atmosphere. So we have to switch over to the another type of refrigerants. So we have azeotropic refrigerant and zeotropic refrigerants. So in that one, so we have the single component refrigerant and few dual component refrigerants. So in that, so we have the two refrigerants are mixing together in terms of zeotropic point of view. So what happened to the temperature glide? So in the single component refrigerant, there is no temperature glide. But coming to the mixture of two refrigerant in terms of zeotropic point of view, zeotropic refrigerants, so that is the temperature glide may be 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. But coming to the azeotropic refrigerants, in the azeotropic refrigerant, that is the properties are considered as a single component refrigerant. So there is no temperature glide. Temperature glide is 0 degrees Celsius. But in the zeotropic type, we have almost 6 to 7 degrees Celsius in the temperature glide. So here how the temperature glides are impacting the refrigeration system. So here during the boiling process for a refrigerant, the temperature at which a liquid refrigerant first being boiled is known as the saturated liquid temperature, that is called bubble point temperature, and the temperature at which last drop of liquid refrigerant has boiled is known as the saturated vapor temperature, that is called as the dew point temperature. In the condensing process for a refrigerant, the saturated vapor temperature, that means dew point, is the temperature at which the refrigerant vapor first begins to condense. So then the saturated liquid temperature, that is the bubble point, is the temperature at which all of the refrigerant has been condensed into the liquid form. So in the constant pressure, the difference between these bubble point and the dew point, that is saturated vapor temperature and the saturated liquid temperature, is referred to as the temperature glide of the refrigerant. So that is the difference between the bubble point and dew point. Temperature is the temperature glide. So here in the evaporator, so what happened in the evaporator? So heat extraction takes place in the evaporator. In the nearby the evaporator area, heat absorbed by the evaporator, the refrigerant become vaporized form. So here, so in the boiling process for a given composition refrigerant mixture, the liquid phase starts to boil at its saturated liquid temperature. So while the liquid continues to boil, the liquid phase becomes richer in the high boiling point components as the low boiling point components boil off into the vapor phase. So here the liquid composition is continually changing during the boiling process. The saturated liquid temperature also changes. And again coming to this temperature glide in an evaporator. So we have the evaporator at 12 psi. So pound per square inch for Freon. So that is Freon refrigerant MP39 and CFC 12. So we have compared these two. So that means single component refrigerant CFC 12 and dual component. So mixing, two fuels are mixing together, two refrigerants are mixing together, that is Freon MP39. You can see that saturated liquid at evaporator pressure is minus 2.5 degree Fahrenheit and the CFC12 is 5 degree Fahrenheit. In the evaporator inlet, it is the mixing of liquid and vapor. It is almost 1 zeotropic mixture is 1 degree Fahrenheit. CFC12 is 5 degree Fahrenheit. So evaporator exit, that is the saturated vapor, it is almost 9 degree Fahrenheit. But in the CFC12 is same as 5 degree Fahrenheit. So we have the temperature difference. And again compressor inlet, that means superheated vapor, we have almost 14 degree Fahrenheit, and again CFC12 also 14 degree Fahrenheit. So here what is the average evaporator temperature? We can take average. This is 5 degree Fahrenheit. Here the freon is only again the same as 5 degree Fahrenheit. So evaporator temperature glide is 0 here. It is 550. 5 minus 50, but here in the temperature glide of zeotropic mixture 9 minus 1 is 8. So the amount of vapor superheat at point D is 5 degree Fahrenheit. So this is 9 degree Fahrenheit. So here the temperature glide is almost 8 degree Fahrenheit. So as the liquid phase becomes reaching the high boiling point temperature, so the saturated liquid temperature increases until all of the liquid is boiled up and the saturated vapor temperature is reached. So again, so the saturated vapor composition at the exit of the evaporator is the same as the saturated liquid composition when boiling started at the expansion device. The same happened in the condenser also. You can see that. So here again the zeotropic mixture in degree Fahrenheit, CFC12 in degree Fahrenheit. So the condenser pressure, you can see that 163 pound per square inch, and again in gauge pressure, and again CFC12 142 pound per square inch in terms of gauge pressure. So you can see that condenser inlet is the saturated vapor. So here 117 degree Fahrenheit, CFC12 is 113, and condenser exit is a liquid form 109 degree Fahrenheit, but here it is same 113 degree Fahrenheit. So liquid line, so that is liquid line to the thermostatic expansion valve, it is subcooled liquid. It is almost 104 degree Fahrenheit, here also 104 degree Fahrenheit. So that is, you can take average temperature of this. Condenser average temperature is 113, and CFC12 is 113. And the condenser temperature glide, you can see that this is almost 8 degree Fahrenheit, but here it is only 0 degree Fahrenheit. 113, 130, here 117, 109 is 8 degree Fahrenheit. So amount of liquid subcooled, that is 5 degree Fahrenheit, here it is 9 degree Fahrenheit. So you can see that here the condenser also the temperature glide is almost 8 degree Fahrenheit. So in the condensation process for a given composition refrigerant mixture, the vapor phase starts to condense at its saturated vapor temperature. So while the vapor continues to condense, the vapor phase becomes richer in the low boiling point components as the high boiling point components condense into the liquid phase. So because the vapor composition is continuously changing during the condensation process, the saturated vapor temperature also changes. So finally, with the help of this temperature glide concept, so we can go for different applications, and at the same time with the help of this temperature glide, some heat transfer takes place. And again, suppose if we are using solar based concepts, so we have some the heat transfer improvement takes place, so with the help of this temperature glide. But in the single component, we don't have the heat transfer in the constant base. We have some different variations takes place in that one if you are using solar. But coming to the two phase, that means zeotropic mixture, so that is will give very good heat transfer, that will give so much amount of benefits compared to the different applications. Thank you.